We're now going to review alignment. Alignment is one of those really important design principles that we use in order to create unity and organization. And what this means is it looks professional and clean. And when we have things that are organized, it makes it very easy to navigate through the material, and nothing looks cluttered. So we don't have any doubt that people have taken the time to really do a good job in designing their document, whether it be a business card, a single page poster, or a multiple page document. So as we go through, alignment is a way to unify and organize. So we want to create clean lines, which is why we put guides. We like to use guides when we're working in any of our programs so that we can create that perfect alignment. And that's what gives you your professional look. So when we take a look at formal alignment here, we have center alignment in this example. Everything is centered. We have left alignment versus right alignment. And notice we've created a package of information, which would be using the proximity principle by having this element and this information at the bottom right aligned. We've created a relationship between these two elements. Also, gray box, gray box. So there are several ways we can properly use alignment, but you don't want to have too many things going on. So you wouldn't want right alignment, left alignment, and center, because now we're going to start creating clutter. So you have to have a purpose and reason for using the alignment that you're using. So when we take a look at a simple menu, we can take a look at packages of information. And this package of information is breakfast with a list, lunch with a list, dinner with a list. We also have the pictures here, and they're all perfectly aligned across the top. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are also aligned. Actually, if we take a look at this one, it's not quite. So this one needs a little bit of work. And we also don't have it wide enough to, there we go. Now we have 3 lines, everything's aligned, and we have pictures all nicely placed in the same location in each list. So when we're using, when we're going through for alignment, we also can create visual white space between elements. In this particular case, this text is justified, which means it's left aligned and right aligned, creating this perfect visual straight line between our elements. Notice that the space between this column and this column are identical. So we're also using the repetition principle in the sense that we are creating the exact same space between those lines of text. But it creates this beautiful visual clean line of alignment, which is what makes things look tidy and professional. And we'll move on to here. You can also create direction with alignment. You can get a little bit nutty here. You can also put alignment. You can also do things like rotate this text, which, let's see, I would have to do using one of these tools at the top. So I'm not going to take the time to do that. But in Illustrator, you could rotate the text so that you can create visual direction. I've done that here by just moving these things in the shape in the direction that I want you to read them, and moving around these shapes. You can be bold by putting in this visual bold red line. So I took this menu and it's horizontal, and all I did was restack it, one on top of the other. So it's the exact same information, just treated differently with vertical alignment versus horizontal alignment. But if you need to create a separation, be bold. Here's a color element, a line that helps separate this information from this information. Once you add this element into your design, don't forget to repeat that element so that you can create that visual separation on all of your pages. The alignment here, we have the relatable logo with the name. and then the alignment changes on the other hand, on the other side for secondary information. This is a really neat way to create alignment. It's off center, but we've got this peak in this design here, this point. And so this center here, centered text, is based on this point up here. We have a very simple design here in this business card, and the repeated element is on the turn. You can see that they've used lines in between their packages of information, creating really nice simple alignment. And this is the menu where you can create lots of visual interest by rotating your text. So we have 90-degree angles of text here. So alignment is used here creatively to create interest on this menu. Also, we have bold text, regular text, and light text. So we have three versions of styles, three different styles of this particular font in order to create this menu. Also, size differences to also create contrast. And then this particular one I chose because we're repeating this visual space here, and we're using that for our alignment. So it gives us the opportunity to put a picture in it. This one has no picture, so do we just move the text over to fill in the space? No, let's repeat that alignment throughout the document. So every time we flip the page, the alignment is set about 2 inches into the page, and that element would have been repeated throughout this entire document. We have lots of different things going on here in this alignment. So in this particular case, the photograph dictated how the text would be treated on this page. It's perfectly centered. So we have the light, the chair is perfectly centered under the light. It makes sense then to center the text in this case. Very, very simple design. Now we have anarchy. So the anarchist book fair in this particular case makes perfect sense to go off kilter with our alignment. We're all over the place, and it's beautifully filled in here and repeated throughout this. We have this great off alignment throughout this document, and it makes a great package. And here we have a much more controlled alignment. We have 45-degree angle this way, 45-degree angle that way. We don't have all these odd changes in this anarchy poster. So they're visually representing anarchy by the way they treated the alignment. This Bauhaus exhibition is very formal. So we have our two colors printed on our beige paper, and then we have this great use of alignment and filling in this space to add visual interest to this poster. And last but not least, the website here. This is great use of visual alignment here. So the text at the bottom is separate from the text at the top, and these are actually all the buttons on the page. But notice that this is nicely aligned, top, bottom, side. It's created a nice horizontal package. So we could draw a box around this and it would neatly fit inside this box. So when we take a look at home and portfolio and we continue scrolling down the side, you'll notice it's perfectly aligned with the About Me content on the left. So we have left alignment here, and then store and contact on the right perfectly aligns with this box at the bottom. So even though this information is completely separate from this information below, they still used alignment to build their space and create a nice, clean, packaged look. And the same goes over here. You can see this bold line that has been put between this text and this text to separate it visually. But then when we look above, the alignment is perfectly lined up with this orange box here with the content in this box. So we now have a visual alignment from top to bottom, from the left side of this orange box right through to this guide here to help separate the information. And that ends the alignment